Tracy, two different crime scenes in the Hidden Valley neighborhood that police say are possibly linked. You can see the crime scene tape and all of the officers investigating the scene. One person shot and killed. The rain is beginning to taper off, but that doesn't mean that we're out of the woods in dealing with this storm just yet. Let's show you what we're looking at. We're here on the overpass that stretches over South Boulevard, headed into Uptown. Fans have been streaming into the Speedway for hours, and they're on foot, so they have had little trouble. They're going in for the pre-race concerts, but it's over here on Highway 29, the intersection of Speedway Boulevard, where traffic has been snarled. It was four teens that set fire to the school's van, and as you can see from the damage, there is absolutely nothing left. The cushions, the dash, anything that was in the cab completely charred out. Officials came over to us and confirmed that this is an arson investigation, and they've zeroed in on a starting point right where that debris is collected.
And we have team coverage for you at Charlotte Douglas International Airport. We begin with News 14's Adam Shubb, who has been following the story all day, and he joins us now live with the latest. Adam?
Heather, it's the first code orange for Charlotte in a year and a half. It meant more officers and also intense security screenings, which could end up costing the airport millions of dollars. At times, it caused backups and headaches for travelers. Lines at check-in stretched far down the terminal. Flyers arriving early, uncertain about what to expect.
Our initial thought was that we were not going to be able to take any carry-on luggage regardless, just nothing but our keys and our tickets, so we kind of panicked.
Panicked because Helen Johnson is en route to a family reunion with her daughter and grandson Jack, just 13 months old, who takes a prescription medication.
That's what I was really most nervous about, getting that on the flight, because he's on some inhaled medication. So I just brought the prescription and hopefully we'll be fine, but I packed double in the checked baggage.
No liquids, no gels, no toothpaste.
Extra airport staff at a high cost.
Certainly more than hundreds of thousands.
Did their best to keep the waiting informed on what they couldn't bring on board. No drinks, creams, or gel. Heather, thanks very much. And I wouldn't exactly guess that January would be the ideal time to make a cross-country trip on the northern tier of the U.S. But of course, the Panthers were coming out west, so were we. It was a terrific experience, but it also wouldn't have anybody hesitate to take a look at Orbitz or Travelocity if they were making travel plans out west. We chronicled our trip out west in a travel log. Take a look. The excitement of Sunday's win in Chicago fueled the start of our journey west. From Illinois, it was quickly on to Wisconsin, but after crossing the Mississippi River into Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes looked more like a winter wonderland. Whiteout conditions stopped us in our tracks on the shoulder of I-90 before reaching Sioux Falls, South Dakota for the night. Day one, 570 miles. The next morning, the longest leg of the drive stretching clear across South Dakota's Badlands. And a stop in Deadwood, where the legendary Wild Bill Hickok was shot and killed. South Dakota was soon history, however, as the truck cut across northeast Wyoming, touching down in Billings, Montana. Day two, 720 miles. Big Sky Country dominated day three, where the climb over the Rockies peaked at the Continental Divide, elevation 6,393 feet. Nothing, however, could top the winter portrait on the Montana-Idaho border. Day three came to a close in the right state, at least, in Spokane, Washington, 540 miles. The final hurdle on the final day between us and the Emerald City, the Cascade Mountains of Washington. More elevation that brought more snow. But on the other side, at long last, just outside Seattle, we were met by what else? Rain. And back out live, if you thought you would be a little ragged after a trip like that, take a look at our Carolina Panthers flag that was flying outside our live truck the entire way. This flag, if you read it now, they'd be known as the Carolina Panthers, as it's tattered in a couple of pieces. We should tell you that this flag made the trip back in the Panthers Super Bowl run in 2003, 2004. It made trips from Charlotte all the way to St. Louis, Philadelphia, then on to Houston, New York this year, Chicago, and of course out here in Seattle. And we're pretty confident that this flag will be able to hold up and make the trip to Detroit for the Super Bowl. Of course, we all hope so. We're live in Seattle tonight. Adam Shubb, News 14 Carolina.